Where boxing kind of first came from for me was, you know, a house with 3 boys and all their friends in the home. My father decided a good outlet for us as boys growing up would be a pair of boxing gloves.
I'm an Irishman, leathered, weathered Irish skin, beard orange as the sunset of the flag. In the night sky we fly it in, pride for the life we fight to live. History I write with it, spit it with the dialect. And this is a celebration, of course, the green, white, orange. And when they pulled up on that shore, first generation born, toast to those that made it on a boat to New York. And when the English...
I grew up in an affluent part of Seattle, and up and over the hill, close drive but miles and miles away, was a small gym, Cappy's Gym, and I was in there. As soon as I could, 18, I moved out and was living a block away, and the boxing gym was always the place I went during one of my dry spells. When I was not drinking, I'd go back to the gym, and what that looked like is about 2 weeks of two-a-days. And they'd see me, and then they'd see me as I start drinking more. Basically, they wouldn't see me again. And it went on like that for years. I found myself sober at the age of 21 and very much needing an outlet for all the mania. I really missed the mania.
Yeah, so raise a pint for the people that aren't with us and live tonight, cause you can't take it with now. From New England to New Brunswick, Galway to Dublin, a rebellious nation of freckle-faced hustlers, heart, blue-collared workers and family, my heritage, proud to be a Haggerty. Now, with whiskey in our veins, claiming we're the bravest men, I drank Old Crow, but pretended it was Jameson. Dad sipped Guinness, I sipped Old English, till he sat me down at 16 and said, boy, this is what a beer is. I put down the drink, I couldn't drink like a gentleman. That doesn't mean I can't make a drinking song for the rest of them. Challenge us in football, yeah, we might lose, but don't put us next to a bar stool. We take the history.
And I walked into a gym in Bellingham, Washington, and that was it. I looked around, and it was a real gym. It was a boxer's gym. There were professionals training there, a lot of Golden Gloves champions. I lived in that gym. I lived in that. It was, from then on, it was cracked ribs, bloody noses, watching, red clouds in the toilet, and it was a love affair. And I was on fire. It was kind of a rebirth. It reintroduced that mania. And I think drug addicts are very similar to professional athletes or monks, in that we give ourselves away entirely to something. We give ourselves away to it, and your world becomes very small. Professional athletes' worlds are very small, and drug addicts' worlds are very small. But ever since I was little, I always wanted to give myself away to something entirely. Something that I could hang my entire personality on, and I am this. I am a boxer, and it satisfied that for me. And I belonged to that gym and traveled with that team and fought in the amateurs for 4 years competitively. Fought my first fight at 142. It was 2 practices a day, class, 5 7-minute miles of road work, light weight routine, and constantly jumping up and down weight classes to dodge opponents. It was a sport, and I was all in. 88, card-carrying boxer. And as I'm 31 years old, no longer really able to fight competitively, I sustained an injury in one of my fights where I shattered all the bones in my left hand and had to have the bones taken out, replaced with cadaver bones, 3 titanium pins put in a cast. And that kind of ended my fight career. That, a torn labrum tendon, a couple other things. And that brings me, I'm too old to fight now. It's like, really, you can fight as long as your body will keep up and as long as you're willing to be very self-involved. I don't have the ambition to pursue it on a competitive level. So, you know, I'm in there 3-4 days a week, sparring once a week. It's just something I do because I can't not do it anymore. It's just programmed in me.
We put our glass to the sky and lift up and live tonight, cause you can't take it with ya. So raise a pint for the people that aren't with us and live tonight, cause you can't take it with ya. I'm an Irishman, leathered with